Hey guys, it's me, the Budget Jedi, and welcome to a personal vlog. I actually wanted to take the time to thank you guys, my subscribers, my friends, and anyone who's commented and supported my videos today, as well as take this opportunity to do a really quick display update. This is pretty much what's on display in my personal domain. So it's not, again, it's not a collection update. In my house, I have two places where I display my collection, or part of my collection, which is pretty much my bedroom, which you're looking at now, and my living room, where I pretty much have one display cabinet and some of my dioramas. That's pretty much it. Anyway, so here goes. First, we have a new thing that I don't think you guys have seen here. I'm using wine caskets or wine boxes to display and store all my vintage collection carded figures. As you can see, they're stacked 2 deep and 3 across here, and I'm using these sort of foam pieces to hold the other ends together, and it's held up really well, and it's kept it really dry and stable, which is nice because if I need to, I can put the wooden cover on top there, which is basically treated wood. And it won't rot, and you can keep them there for a long time. So as you can see, I have one empty one here because for the upcoming figures that are coming out, I probably will need to put them here. I'm quickly running out of space to display them, so that's why I'm sort of stacking them up in wine caskets. And on the left side here, this is pretty much all of my Marvel Universe collection. Yeah, I'm giving you guys a look at the figures that I have here. Again, these are all carded. I really haven't had time to, open them up or play with them. I didn't grow up too much reading, the comics of Marvel, but I do know about a lot of the X-Men characters as well as some, Fantastic Four characters. So that's why I'm a big fan of them. Got some comic packs here. This is all of the Captain America First Avenger figures, still carded, and I do in the back here have the X-Men 5-pack, so that's a really cool pack, in my opinion. So, and up here I have some loose action figure collection. So just to give you guys a quick look, these are obviously the Avengers. I've got the movie Captain America, Mark 6 Iron Man. This figure I'm really proud of. This is a movie accurate War Machine. If any one of you really know this figure, you know that this is kind of custom made a little bit. I put the missile launcher there where that should be. And of course Nick Fury and Thor. The individual movie figures are really great. This one I found, Loki was, I believe it was $4.50. I got a She-Ra there from a Masters of the Universe line, and Marvel Select Cap America. They're socializing. And I did manage to pick up the Loki from the Avengers movie, but I don't recommend these figures at all. Maybe the Loki you should pick up, but I don't think those figures are really well made at all. They have almost no articulation. It's pretty bad. Okay, moving on. Here is the shelf where I keep pretty much all of my non-Star Wars stuff and 6-inch figures, as well as some Marvel Universe figures. But before that, let me show you guys my wall of Boba Fett and Darth Vader here. As you can see, I got all of the Boba Fett variations. I've got 30th anniversary animated Boba Fett. That's from Sith Lord 229 and Mr. Von Dudestein. Each actually sent me one, and one is loose. And this spot is reserved for the battle damaged Darth Vader, which I don't have and I'm still hunting for. This is the concept figures. These are the foils from the vintage line. Got the Empire Strikes Back non-foils here, Revenge of the Jedi, and Return of the Jedi. And these are the 2 mail-in specials from these past couple of years. So that's pretty interesting collection that I have there that I like to display and look at from time to time. And here is my DC Universe Batman. This is primarily my Batman shelf. And you know, I love the DC Universe Batman figures as well as the villains. I've got Blade hanging out there because he's got no other friends. If any of you have got like Twilight figures, send them to me so Blade can do some killing. I'm just kidding. As you can see, I've got the Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City games figures, and I only want to collect Armored Batman, Joker, and I've got the Croc as well as Mr. Freeze on order, and the rest I'm not planning to get because they're not that good in my opinion. And I've got some Arkham City figures there with really nice articulations. That's just the Toys R Us special Batman Arkham City figure. And over down here, this shelf is where I keep mostly gifts from friends and letters and cards from YouTubers. So these mini-mates are from SMU Toys, as well as these little things. I've got a bunch of stuff from Mad Woba and family there. And back here, I've got some more mini-mates from my friend Mr. Nerdy Reviews. And I've got my loose Marvel Universe figures, so getting a little bit packed. Check out this drawing that E the Angel 2220 sent me. Very, very cool right there. You know, I've got letters and cards from Andre Z21 over there. Very cool. Alright, next, this is pretty much random stuff. I've got Justice League DC Universe figures here. These are all my Predator figures from NECA. I have not been able to do any special displays for these, unfortunately. And let's see, moving on, I've got another carded Blade. I like anything that's superposable and super articulated. This Spider-Man is very special to me. It's got 46 points of articulation. I don't know if you can get any better than that. And you know, I guess a Spider-Man would be very deserving of that kind of articulation. This is the Gremlin from NECA. And down here, I've got my air pressure, because collections get this dusty sometimes. This is pretty much where I keep my Clone Wars figures as well as all my exclusives. So, you know, as you can see, I've got the hologram Palpatine there. I've actually already opened that one for a nightlight that I recently made. This is the SDCC special Stormtrooper, and that's the Smiling Luke, as well as a concept 3PO. And these are the copies of the Boba Fett rocket firing, as well as concept, and there's the Captain Rex. And moving on to the side here, this is nothing special. I've actually been collecting commanders. So here's a look at the commanders I've collected so far. I've got, you know, let's see here. I've got, I don't remember his name, Bly, Fordo, Keller, Baccarat, Devis, darn it, I completely forgot his name, and Appo and Cody. And I don't know if I'm going to get any more. I can't fit it, but that's right next to the Revenge of the Jedi Star Wars set. And that is the camera that I currently use right now. That's just a box. Let's see here, down in this shelf, these are pretty much my favorite battle packs. When the Legacy line was still in distribution, I used to love collecting the battle packs because they're like small dioramas, and they don't really make them like this anymore. The Resurgence of the Jedi is a must have for me. This is like the nativity scene of Star Wars, you know. It's the scene that started it all, and it's a very cool thing to look at. Scramble on Yavin, still a pretty hard battle pack to get. And this is the recent Search for Luke Skywalker that I am going to use in a diorama. And here I've got a recent purchase of the Royal Starship droids. So I don't really collect droids, and I don't really want to start because that's going to be a dangerous habit. And here's my outside display. This is pretty much in my living room where, you know, a lot of people would visit and see this. So I don't really keep a lot of collections out here, just those that I kind of want to show off in general, to the general public, I should say. And oh, I gotta share this with you guys. I just purchased this loose off of eBay. This is the Collector's Fleet Star Destroyer. I actually bought it without the stand, but it's one of the coolest things out there. It's got really nice details on it. It makes cool noises. It's got electronics. So if you guys have never seen this, I'll find a good review of it and I'll put up the link on screen. Very cool thing to have. And there on top is a Revel X-Wing that I built and painted. And here is my top shelf. Nothing really has changed. You know, I have a vintage and modern figure display, just sort of as a comparison there. I've got some stuff that that I keep carded as well, like the Size Noodles pack there from 1983. I absolutely wanted that when I was a kid, and I never had a chance to have it. And now that I don't really want to play too much with my figures, I managed to get it. These are all the vintage ships that I collected in smaller scale, and some are carded, some are not. Nothing really has changed over there. And next is my, let's open this up. This is my Batman section, as well as my Hot Wheels. In the back there you see Hot Wheels from any random movies or you know, cartoons. And the rest is pretty much Dark Knight stuff, starting from 1989 Michael Keaton movie. And down here I've got some old figures from I believe that's from Toy Biz. That's right. And that's the new Dark Knight, Christian Bale. And here are some Hot Wheels cars that I have managed to collect from friends and purchases. A lot of these are from Daddy Ivo, a fellow Hot Wheels collector. And this is the Hot Wheels tumbler, as well as the Bat Pod. And these are exactly in the same scale, so I put them next to each other. And down here is my Sarlacc pit diorama. You know what? A couple of you have written to ask if you can buy this. I really appreciate that, guys. I don't think that this is really worth selling. It's a really cheap item. It probably costs like less than $4 to make it. And you know, I'm really flattered that you would actually purchase that. But I'm using it as a display right now, enjoying it, even though it kind of scares people a little bit when they see it and they don't know what it is. And over here is I have some unused diorama that I've made in the past. You know, a lot of people ask what I do with my dioramas. How do I find the space? Well, I don't have too much space for my dioramas, so usually the ones that I have on display for a while, after I'm kind of done looking at it, I junk it. So anyway, this is the time I want to take to thank you guys again for all the support and the friendship, most of all, very importantly. I want to give a quick shout out to all the children that I see on YouTube here. You know, I think it's really cute that when some of them are involved in collecting with their folks. Special shout out to Frog from Laugh It Up Fuzzball 70s channel. These are nicknames, okay, not real names. Supergirl and Wonder Girl from Mad Boba's channel. Lil Amidala and Lil Skywalker from Star Wars NZ Reviews channel. And last but not least, Good Luck Jay from Daddy Ivo's channel. If I'm forgetting anybody, you know, I apologize. That's why I don't give too much shout outs, because I don't like to forget people. But anyway, as you guys know, I never really ask for any subs. That's not what this channel's about. This channel's about just sharing my geekiness with you guys. So I really appreciate the support and the comments that people have been, and the compliments that people always put on my videos. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys on the next video.